The process of making binchotan charcoal begins. With going into the mountains and cutting down姥賀樫oak. For several days, he trekked through the mountains in search of good quality姥賀樫oak. He also installed this monorack himself. He was an expert mountain climber and I just couldn't keep up. I gave up filming near the summit and resumed filming when he reached the middle of the mountain. He removed the branches and leaves from the姥賀樫oak and kept them to the same length. He throws the cut oak down the mountain. To be loaded onto a monorack. He repeats this process several times by himself. Carrying the required amount to the charcoal burner's hut. He loads the oak into his truck. In the quiet mountains of Wakayama, rich in nature. After loading the oak, he heads to the charcoal burner's hut. It takes about 30 minutes by car to get to his charcoal burner's hut. He has arrived at the hut. Now the wood preparation begins. Ki-go-shire, wood preparation, involves splitting thick logs, bundling thin logs. And arranging the pieces so that they can be loaded into the kiln efficiently. The piece of wood he is carving is called a komi. Komi are used to straighten curved wood. This is also to allow the wood to be placed efficiently inside the kiln. In addition, the wood is not cut to the same length. Because the ceiling of the kiln is dome-shaped. Thick logs are cut into several pieces using a wood splitter. The sound of the thick wood splitting is pleasant. Thin wood is tied together with several pieces of string. The quick work is pleasant to watch. Wood stoves and loading into the kiln. The wood is taken out of the kiln the night before. But the kiln mouth is not open to prevent the temperature from dropping. Therefore, loading into the kiln is a very difficult task. As the wood enters the kiln at a temperature of several hundred degrees, it is said that not lowering the temperature inside the kiln results in high-quality binchotan charcoal. When you enter the kiln, it's not just hot, it's painful and tingling. It is dangerous if you do not cool your body from the inside by drinking water frequently. Just going in and out a few times made him sweat this much. If your skin touches the wall directly, it will burn you. Finally, about 4 tons of wood was put in. Then, the kiln was lit and the carbonization process began. To make charcoal, the ubamagashi oak inside the kiln are not burned directly. But rather wood in front of it is burned. Instead of closing it all at once. Once the kiln has been lit to a certain extent, the kiln mouth is closed with soil and bricks. The amount of air flowing in is adjusted while checking the smell and color of the smoke, and the wood is carbonized. Actually, there are 2 holes in the ceiling. Just before the kiln is fired, these holes are opened to increase the amount of air flowing in. Then, we wait for the day of firing in 2 to 3 weeks. It depends on the weather and the moisture content of the wood. The kiln firing will probably take place at midnight on this day. It takes about half a day to a day until the firing, and the fire mouth is slowly widened. This is a process called narashi or arashi. For a short time before firing, the flickering of the flames is soothing. The fire mouth is further widened to send more air into the kiln. Pale flames overflow from the fire mouth. The hole in the ceiling that was closed also opens. Stimulating further charcoal production. At this time, the temperature inside the kiln exceeds 1000 degrees. The golden binchotan charcoal. The temperature inside the kiln is so high that the iron drawing tool called every turns red and looks like it will melt at any moment. Now it's time to get the charcoal out. Four tons of raw wood can make about 400 kilograms of Kishu binchotan charcoal. Instead of shoveling it all out at once, they shovel it out little by little while checking the carbonization. By the way, the first thing that comes out is not姥賀樫oak but miscellaneous wood charcoal. The charcoal is immediately extinguished by the ash after it is removed. Binchotan charcoal is said to be white charcoal. Because the ash from the extinguishing process adheres to it and turns white. High-temperature Kishu binchotan charcoal. A clear, ringing metallic sound. It's like a wind chime or a glockenspiel. This indicates that the charcoal is tightly packed and has no cavities. This is why it can continue to burn steadily for a long time. This metallic sound is proof that Kishu binchotan is high quality. It took more than 12 hours to unload the kiln that day. And it was already past 2 p.m. when all the pottery was unloaded. A few days after the pottery was ash-filled and extinguished, The sorting and boxing process began.伊藤商店apparently receives many direct orders from restaurants and other establishments across Japan. The pottery is boxed according to the customer's requests, such as length and thickness. Binchotan charcoal is made with a lot of effort. It is a traditional energy that burns beautifully.